Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. We had the storm, and an ice storm, and it's done. It was supposed to get up to 44 and things were supposed to melt. I don't think it's 44, so in a little while it will be everything refrozen on the ground. Let me show you a few things I've done and learned. We have no power. The reason is, not far from here there's some pine trees against the road, and every time we get a storm they fall. So we're definitely going to pressure the power company to clean them off a little bit more. Let me go ahead and shut this off. This is a little Honda generator. These are the greatest. This thing is a lifesaver. So easy to use, and you don't hardly use any fuel. I don't know if you can hear that, but my buddy's generator is running that way, and I don't think you can hear the one running that way. Those are pretty big generators, screamers I call them. But right now it's just a natural disaster, an ice storm. But if this was a crazy situation, his generator would give us away. Definitely. There's so much you can do with the little Hondas to make them quieter. But what I'm doing here is I have my solar system. I'm not getting much solar input, that's for sure. So I went ahead and feeding this, and it's charging my batteries. It's at 13.3. I've been using this pretty heavy today, running the refrigerator, the wood stove, fan, laptops, TV, and we have Wi-Fi. So we are on the internet. So it's sort of nice. Not many people are on the internet right now that are without power, but I have a line run so I can just plug it in. What I have here is some dedicated lines and dedicated outlets in the house that I can choose what I want to run. This is sort of nice because I'm not tied in with the grid at all. So if something bad happens to the grid, be it an EMP, hopefully this system is a little bit more separated. Now it's not EMP proof, but it's not tied. The nice thing about this is, if I want to just run the refrigerator, I can unplug this and plug it right into the generator. I have my larger Honda. I haven't even started it. Hopefully going to finish that project so I will be able to backfeed the whole house, and that will be nice. So, things I've learned. We cooked some eggs on this inside. I don't like it for inside. It works great outside, but inside, if you put it on like the stove, it's just too high. And it's such a small surface, it's easy if you had a pot on there or a frying pan to knock it off. So, I mean, they do work, but not my first choice. Next, the little mini bike has huge tires. Took it out. Works great in the snow and ice. You have to be careful, you only got 2 wheels, but it does move a lot better than having to walk with it, so I was very surprised the first time I've taken it out. That's my EMP proof answer. That will keep me going. Another thing I want to talk about is my neighbor called me. She's an elderly lady, and she was cold. She has no wood heat, she has nothing. She's a country girl, so it really surprised me she didn't have anything put back. So she's going to remedy that. I took a little Big Buddy, Mr. Big Buddy down there, one of those propane heaters. She has a small house, and we got it where it's halfway comfortable now. That got me thinking, in a worst case, not a natural disaster, but a true grid down wall event, your neighbors are going to ask for things. You need to be prepared either to say, yeah, I can help you, or no. The downsides of not helping them is one day you might need some help, and they're going to turn around and say, no, you didn't help me. So it's going to put you in a hard position to be. She is a widow lady, so I am more compelled to help her than just someone that's taking double trips to Disneyland and, you know, got 2 boats in the yard. She is a person I will definitely help. She has skills. She cans most of her garden that she grows. She has lots of skills when it comes to the old-timey things. She did learn something. She says, I need to get a propane heater, so we're going to make sure she gets a propane heater mounted on the wall to heat most of her house. So that's a positive thing. She's going to become more prepared because of this little problem. The fire department's been busy. I really haven't done much No major calls. We have a few guys out there chasing down trees. Last night though, I couldn't go if I wanted to. The roads were too bad. It'd been too treacherous. I thought in a worst case on this side where I live, because I'm sort of up here on the northern section by myself. Worst case, if it was life or limb, I would probably jump on my little mini bike and go to the scene and see what I could do until help could arrive. So, don't know when it's going to be power restored, but this has been a good test. My wife's not one to just turn the power off for a weekend. She doesn't like that. She says, you know, you're going to lose power enough where we can test our systems and test our preps. And she's probably right. Don't want her to suffer unnecessarily. But this has been a learning experience. We're trying to find out what works for us. Well, if this was a long term, 30 days, no power, power grid goes down. Learned a few things. The Honda generator is the cat's meow. You know, people buy huge generators, but they only got 20, 30, 40 gallons of gas or a limited amount of propane. I like the combination of this Honda along with some solar, because right now I'm running things in the house. I'm quiet. No one's hearing me compared to that big, massive generator running up there. It's just screaming along. It doesn't have a long life expectancy. I think it's like one you buy at Home Depot, Lowe's, something like that. You know, he's using up a lot of fuel. My one neighbor south of me, I noticed when I was walking, they had to go get fuel for their generator. So that's not a good sign. You know, at least they had a generator, but in worst case, they couldn't get fuel. They'd be without a generator. And then you'd probably be asking me or one of my other neighbors, because they can hear the generator running and say, hey, do you got any fuel? It put us in a bad situation. So you got to mentally prepare yourself. You know, are you going to say no? You're going to say yes? You're going to share what you have, limited amounts? So tonight, it's just going to be cold, no more precipitation, and we'll see what happens. I'll fill you in on what else I've learned without power. Thanks for watching.